All right, so let's look at the weekly energy for the week of October the 24th through the 30th. Okay, so this kind of looks to me like a week where emotions are high, but everything, there's not really anything that specifically points to why you're feeling either stressed or depressed or, whatever the intense emotions are that you're feeling through this week. The moon is waning from Gemini through Cancer and Leo this week. So I feel like maybe there's a peak emotional, energy while it's going through Cancer. But physically things are all right. You've got the stability that you need in your 3D life, but emotionally there's an upset there, and there's a need to kind of just be okay with that and sit with those emotions and watch them as they process through your body, without judging them, without judging yourself, without trying to find someone or something to blame them on. This seems like a very defined solar plexus chakra type of energy for me when we're talking about human design. But with the chakra, the solar coming out upside down, I feel like that means that there's either overactive emotions to where it's really heightened, to where it's really intense, or if this person is undefined in that center, it's repressed, or to a point to where you're feeling all of this but you're not in a place to look at it, or you're not wanting to look at it or express it or share it with another person right now. So it's all really centered around focusing inward for yourself, by yourself, in order to be nice to yourself, give yourself that grace and that space in order to just allow it to flow. Just feel what you feel. Don't act on it. Like the feeling that you're feeling might be the highest levels of positivity. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't then take that out on somebody. The reason why you don't want to involve anybody else in those heightened vibrations is because other people are amplifiers, especially when they're undefined in the center that you are flowing from. Okay, so if you are generating a lot of emotional energy and you are sharing and wanting to process that through with someone who is undefined in that center, that person is going to amplify that. So even if they don't, get back at you with it, it's literally an energy that culminates, and it's going to keep coming back around, bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. So if you're feeling anxious and you go to somebody and you talk about this anxiety feels like blah, 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 right? I can't take this anymore. I don't like this. I feel like I'm losing it. I feel like this. I feel like that. Da, 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 da. Not only does that, amplify within that person, if they're not shielded, if they're not centered, if they don't know that they're an empath, if they don't know how to handle and process that energy for themselves. But what happens to you is that you are now manifesting that. You are speaking that into existence. This is where I am. This is how I feel. This is me. This is who I am. I am anxiety. I am intense anxiety. And everything that I interact with now can only give me that back, right? And so the longer you stay in that, the bigger it's able to grow before it comes back to you, right? So when you randomly get hit with the result of that, and a day or two later, if your pattern and your inclination is to then go and, go to the next person and be like, gosh, I don't know what this is. It just keeps getting worse. How bad can it get? And this is my life. And this is what always happens to me, and blah, blah, blah. You're literally doing the thing that makes that grow bigger and turn around and come back to you like a boomerang. Okay. That's what people are talking about when they talk about your karma. That's what, people are talking about when they talk about, just those energy exchanges, right? But it's happening in a very specific way. So instead, if you can, a more conducive way to do that would be to literally sit with that and process it and pay attention to the voice that your not self gives those emotions. What does it use to attack you with? You're not good enough. You're not this enough. You're too much of that. You do this every time. You this, you that. You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? What does that sound like? There are keys in that voice, and you have to listen to it as though it was someone who's trying to antagonize you, but you're on the other side of bulletproof glass and they can't actually do anything. So you're just listening, and you're listening and letting them tell you everything about them in an accusation way, knowing that it doesn't really, it doesn't really ring true for you. It's not really who you are. It's not actually where you are. It's evidence of where you were yesterday or the day before. It's evidence of where you've been as of late, but it's not necessarily who you are now. If you choose to be in a different spot now, you can then hold that. It takes work, okay? It's not easy. But if you hold that and allow that voice to reveal itself to you and say, oh, you're not, you're never going to be anything, or you're never going to amount to anything, whatever it is that it's saying, you can use that as a map to trace it back to its origins and then start the thought work to change those beliefs that agree with that not self voice. Okay. So, that's what I'm getting without looking into the different types. So regenerators, if you can do this, generators, it's like it's the perfect week. It's the perfect season. It's perfect time. The perfect placement in your cycle, that if you can do this, if you can manage to jump off of that track and stand there in the grass and say, ha ha, I beat you, then there is a new cycle ready to begin for you that is going to be more beneficial, more empowering, and more true to who you are at your core and who you want to be, who you're aspiring to align with. For my manifesting generators, this is a time to, and it's a Cancer gate, baby. You are basically taking the pen and rewriting your story better, okay? So we're not lying about, oh, I grew up, fancy, and that's why I'm fancy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, okay, You know how the most dynamic and exciting movies have more than one storyline going on? You know, like there's the main characters, the main plot line, and then there's like that side plot line that involves like the best friend of the main character or the husband or whatever, right? And then they kind of toggle between the two, and a lot of times at some point they merge and then they diverge, those sort of things. Like, this is you being that storyteller and deciding who to follow with the cameras in that whole dynamic, right? So it's all true, it's all happening, but you're following the person who is having the most fun at all times, right? So you're looking at the highlights, you're handpicking your story and pruning it, deadheading all of the energies that are holding you in resistance to who you're trying to become, basically. All right? All of those negative beliefs that you have and thoughts that you hold about yourself, you're just kind of letting them fade into the background while you intentionally focus on the reasons why you are that one, you know? And using that as evidence and as momentum and as power in order to monkey bar or slingshot yourself to that place that you know you're ready to step into. You know, I love that. That looks really dope for the manifesting generators. I'm excited because I am one. And then the manifestors, manifestors, your energy is all about divine timing this week. It's all about divine timing. And whenever I see messages or cards that give me that divine timing cue or message in my head, it has to do with allowing and control. And a lot of us, when we are feeling like things aren't going right, like something has gone inherently wrong, like we're off track, right? Your response to that, what your mental energy tells you, is that you need to tighten up, you need to get more disciplined, you need to take more control, right? But with the divine timing message, no matter how hard you try to tighten up, you're going to strip the bolt, okay? It's not going to actually give you that extra control that you're looking for. Instead, you're going to lean more into feeling more out of control, more helpless, more frustrated, or because you're a manifestor, pissed off and angry, because that's not, you can't take control out of God's hands, out of Spirit's hands. You can't muscle your way through something spiritual. You can't. Okay? The way to, like when I teach people to meditate, you know, you can't attack it in the way that you're used to attacking your workout, attacking your work life, attacking your, you know, it doesn't work like that. It's about being receptive. It's about the feminine side of things. It's about releasing, letting go, allowing. Okay. And so for manifestors, that's going to be your big challenge this week. There's something that you're waiting for it to click into place. There's something that you're wanting really bad. There's something that you feel is missing or that you need. And this is a week to not you know, reach out and grab it and try to wrestle it into place. It's a week to rest in your knowing that you've done the work that was necessary. You are that one. You exist as the person who is deserving of this thing coming in, and the thing is coming. It's like when you pick out the perfect thing on Amazon, you go ahead and you connect that Apple Pay and you pay that and you order it, and it tells you this is coming in 6 days. It's going to be here, right? So those 6 days is what this week is like for you. You have to just trust and believe the package is coming. Okay, you can't go stand by the mailbox and make it come faster. You can't keep tracking and make it come faster. You can't harass Amazon and make it come faster. There's nothing you can do that's going to make that package arrive tomorrow if you've ordered it and it's on its way and it's coming in 6 days. You got to just make it through those 6 days. And the best way to use that time, the best way to pass that time and get through those 6 ways is to let your vibration float, to get to the best feeling place that you can access right now. Okay? Woo! All right, so for the projectors, projectors are in like a dare to dream type of energy this week. It's the roller coaster of the emotions that's a possible block for this. But if you can, like what I was telling the manifesting generators to do, if you can focus on the best ideal outcome and just get like a really clear picture in your mind of that, instead of worrying yourself with, oh, but it's gonna be cold here and that's, gonna like the logistics. Instead of killing the fun, killing the creativity with logistics and with logic and with details. I just realized I said, I'm telling projectors not to trip on the details. But this is the stage that you're in for this week, okay? It's just part of the process. It's just this stage this week, okay? So whatever it is that you're focused on that is making your stomach hurt or giving you headaches or making you feel off balance, it's time to loosen the grip on that and let the edges get all fuzzy as you zoom out and really hone in on, you know what, if this deadline was not a thing, if money wasn't an object, if it wasn't for this specific client, if I was building this just to build the best one, how would I make it? What would that look like? Without the customer's parameters, without the boss's limitations, without the money constraints, without the deadline, what would be ideal? Just for the fun of really like clearing that picture up in your mind, there is power in the energy needed to do that. That's going to help you in the actual 3D world, probably next week, but doing it now, you will not regret it when it comes around and that energy is in the right place with the right momentum to just boom, 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 work for you. All right. And then for my reflectors, my reflectors are kind of feeling like a buoy in the ocean, just getting kind of, tossed this way and that. And that would make sense with the chaotic emotional energy that I'm seeing for this week. Best thing is to emotionally go to ground. You want to ground. You want to anchor yourself in your understanding of what emotional energy is, how it works, how it flows, how to, make your way through it. Okay? So if you realize this morning when you woke up that this is not cry day and you're not going to be able to be productive or get anything done, it's time to go on ahead, bad girl up and go ahead and text that boss or whoever it is that's depending on you or looking for you to show up today and let them know today ain't it. All right. Be honest with yourself. Take that personal day. Wrap yourself up in that blanket. Make that bomb ass tea that you have, and just literally nurture yourself in a cocoon of love today. I'm not saying go, on a true crime binge, because that vibration is not going to soothe you. It's not going to make you feel better. You're wanting something that's going to lift your vibration, uplift you, and make you feel better. All right. And the more you indulge that, get those tissues, cry it out, You know, have some really decadent chocolate, some really good tea, whatever it is that really just hits that spot of nurturing and feeling taken care of. Maybe it's chicken soup, maybe whatever, right? Do the things. Give yourself that entire day permission to just focus on getting yourself back on track. Like, you don't really realize how fast you can get back in alignment once you surrender to being out of it. When you're fighting to, oh, it's fine, everything's fine, it's fine. No, it's not a big deal. It's fine. The longer you try to suppress that, like I was saying a few weeks ago, you're pressurizing it, right? And then the more you pressurize it, the less control you have over when and how it explodes, right? But if you literally just give in and say, you know what? I know I have this meeting in 3 hours, but I don't know if I'm going to make it. You know what? I might have to just spend today on the bathroom floor. You know, go lay in the bathroom floor. Let yourself fall apart and do that, because odds are you're not going to cry for that whole 3 hours. Odds are, if you really just allow yourself to fall apart, you're going to get bored of crying in like 10 minutes. You're going to be ready to get off the floor because your hip hurts. You're going to want to get in the shower to warm yourself up from the cold tile. And, you know, following those inclinations of what would feel better right now, what would feel better right now, what would feel better right now. By the time it's time to go to that meeting, you will have had your coffee. You will have had lotioned up your whole body, put on something comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have yourself in that place to where you're just like, you know what? I'm just going ahead and log on to this stupid meeting and just get it over with, you know? And so I feel like giving yourself that space to just fall apart real quick, you know, let the emotion take you, because it's going to pull you right back in shore. Let it take you out there. Be the buoy. Just float with it. Because you know you've got that anchor that's keeping you. You're not actually going to just go out to sea forevermore. You've got the anchor. So let the waves take you. Let the emotions take you. Let the drama of it all get you. Okay? Let that play itself out. And then when it's over with, you will find the peace that you were trying to pretend you had in the first place. All right, that is the reading for the week. I hope it's helpful for you guys, and I'll see you back here next time. Bye now.